Like the chickens on Kauai, vacation rental laws are many and varied. If you're looking for a vacation rental on Kauai, this video will have all the information you need so that you understand the laws and can comply with all of the vacation rental laws on Kauai. Owning a rental property has been a great way to build wealth since the existence of time, probably, right? Owning a vacation rental is a lot more fun and exciting. Swim in the warm ocean, play in the sun. VRBO and Airbnb have dramatically changed real estate and real estate laws across the United States and probably the world. They've had a major impact on how real estate is used, especially in resort markets like Hawaii and Kauai. Previous to VRBO and Airbnb, people had to hire property managers at much greater expenses than they hire them now. Old contracts showed 55%, sometimes 50% that the managers would collect. This was when they would have to go and take out a full-page ad in the LA Times or the Chicago Tribune to advertise what properties they were vacation renting, right? But now you can go online, you can see every option you have, which has brought a lot more product to the market, but it also lets you see all of your options online, which makes it really easy for the consumer as well as the property owner. You may or may not live in an area where vacation rental laws have been established. Some states were early on setting up either boundaries or saying vacation rentals will always be allowed, putting sweeping laws in place. Kauai was an early adopter in implementing vacation rental laws. Arizona was an early adopter in passing a law that said vacation rentals cannot be outlawed by any municipality. They can be outlawed by HOA communities. Places like Florida, a lot of it's still sort of the Wild West. You'll have a city that hasn't established vacation rental laws next to a city that has. And how those laws get established greatly impact the real estate values, especially if they're properties that are currently being used as vacation rentals. So you need to understand the vacation rental laws where you're looking for a vacation rental before you purchase. You might think that you can get one if the laws haven't been established and get grandfathered in and you'll be fine. That's not always the case. I know of a city on the central coast of California, and when they established their vacation rental laws a few years ago, they did a lottery. If you weren't one of those lucky lottery winners, you no longer had the legal right to vacation rent your property. So vacation rentals on Kauai are different than they are on Oahu or on Maui or on the Big Island. On Kauai, we established our vacation rental laws way back in 2008. The other three main islands established their vacation rental laws in about the last 3.5 to 2 years. Within that time period, all three of those other islands have re-looked at their vacation rental laws and are trying to make adjustments. Since our laws were established in 2008, we haven't deviated from them. So it's a really secure place to own a vacation rental. So Kauai and Hawaii are a really attractive place to own a vacation rental because it's a year-round market. We have great weather all year, and we have visitors that come all year. A lot of secondary markets are seasonal. Maybe it's a ski resort, maybe it's a summer market, right? But they have slow parts of the year. That's not the case on Kauai. We're a year-round vacation rental market. The state of Hawaii says that on Kauai, we have an 80% occupancy rate for vacation rentals. If you're shopping for a vacation rental on Kauai, there are two acronyms which you need to know. One is TVR and the other one is VDA. Kauai established their vacation rental laws back in 2008. They established VDAs, or Visitor Destination Areas. These are areas where the County of Kauai said vacation rentals will be allowed in these areas. Well, at that time, there were properties outside of those areas being used as vacation rentals. a group of those owners got together and actually sued the county of Kauai because they had taken away personal property rights. So the county of Kauai decided at that time to establish what we call a TVR, a transient vacation rental. A transient vacation rental is a property that has a vacation rental license outside of a VDA. Now, owners at that time had to prove that they were, one, paying their vacation rental taxes, and two, that they didn't have any unpermitted buildings or remodels on the property. It was a pretty stringent process that properties had to go through to get their licenses. Now, once a property has a license, like a property today, the vacation rental license currently transfers with ownership. Unfortunately, a lot of the owners back in 2008 that were using properties as vacation rentals did not bother to apply for and get the license. I don't know why, but for whatever reason, they just didn't think it was that important. And it could be because vacation rental laws weren't really seriously enforced until about 2014. Part of that was probably due to the downturn in the economy, the funds that the county of Kauai had to enforce vacation rentals. They currently are very on top of their vacation rental enforcement. You should not plan on illegally vacation renting any property on Kauai. The county has hired a third-party software company out of Silicon Valley to figure out which vacation rentals are legal and which are not legal. If you're running an illegal vacation rental, you will not be able to advertise on Airbnb or VRBO. You will be shut down from any online marketing. If the county of Kauai finds out that you're running an illegal vacation rental, they will send you a cease and desist letter that states that you need to immediately cease and desist from running an illegal vacation rental or face being fined $10,000 a day for non-compliance. Follow the law, guys. Because of the creation of TVRs and VDAs, it creates a real limited quantity of homes that can be used as legal vacation rentals on Kauai. The vast majority of property on Kauai cannot be used as a vacation rental. Kauai doesn't want to become Maui or Oahu for that matter. There's a funny story about when they built the old Marriott, which is now a Sonesta in Lahui on Kalapaki Bay, and it's this really tall tower. And when it was built, the people of Kauai saw it and were horrified, and they thought, we don't want to be Maui, and they were thinking of the Kaanapali coast and Maui. And that's when they passed the law that said no building can be taller than the tallest coconut tree. I know that was a lot of history, but what you need to know if you're looking for a vacation rental, you need to buy within a VDA, within a visitor destination area, or you need to buy a property that has a TVR, a transient vacation rental license. They both give you the right to legally vacation rent a property, but they are very different. If you buy a property within a visitor destination area, you can do whatever you want to with that property. You can build a new home that can be used as a vacation rental, add bathrooms and bedrooms. If the zoning permits, even add an additional dwelling unit or an additional rental unit. You can live in it, you can rent it long-term, you can vacation rent it. You don't need to get a license, you don't need to renew it every year. If you do decide to start renting it, then you'll get a GET and a TAT number, but we'll go over that a little later. That's not the same with a TVR, with a vacation rental license. If you have a TVR, it's very valuable to your property. They're great to have. TVRs in general are more expensive than properties in VDAs because they're in more desirable locations, like Hanalei Bay. I would tell you need to be a little bit careful. TVRs have to be used. If you own a property and you're not using it as a vacation rental, you'll lose your license. If you forget to renew your vacation rental by 1 day, if you're 1 day late, you'll lose your license. You're limited in how you can improve the property. If you decide you're going to add bedrooms or bathrooms, you'll lose your license. And if you buy a lot, You can't build a new home and use it as a vacation rental. You'll lose your license if you do. You will no longer have a licensed vacation rental, and you've probably just lost millions of dollars. I own a vacation rental, a TVR with a partner. Our renewal date is July 31st, and every year around April, I start waking up with heart palpitations thinking, we need to renew our vacation rental license, because I know that if we are one day late renewing our vacation rental license, we will lose millions of dollars in the value of the property on top of the income that it produces. You want to make sure you or your property manager is on top of it, that you're compliant with all the laws and ordinances that you need to comply with, that you don't do anything illegal, that you pay your taxes and pay them on time. On Kauai, things that are considered long-term rentals generally are 6 months or longer. There are a few properties like Aloha Drive in Princeville that allow for monthly rentals. So you can rent a house for as little as 1 month at a time. Now that's not really considered a short-term rental, but it is a lot shorter than 6 months. In Kukui'ula, on the south side of Kauai, part of Kukui'ula is in a VDA, a visitor destination area. But Kukui'ula itself has limited the vacation rentals to a minimum of a weekly rental. Most VDAs, like Princeville, you can do as little as a nightly rental, right? So there are nuances within the system, but things that can be used as a short-term rental are either in a visitor destination area or have a TVR or a vacation license. How I understand the IRS code is if you own a rental property, you can use it 2 weeks out of the year and still have it qualify as an investment property. That's the IRS's code, not Kauai's code. If you use it for more than 2 weeks, which a lot of people want to do, then it's a second home, per the IRS. Per the County of Kauai, it's still a vacation rental, and you're paying vacation rental taxes. What I've been told by an attorney, currently how it's managed is as long as you're paying some amount of TAT and GET tax for your vacation rental, then you're using it for part of the time as a vacation rental and you'll get your renewal. But you have to be paying those taxes. You have to renew before your expiration date. If you don't do those things, you'll lose your license. When you buy a vacation rental on Kauai, you will need to get a TAT number and a GET number, a transient accommodation tax, and a general excise tax. Vacation rental income is taxed by both of these. It's like sales tax on a vacation rental. Those are the two you need to pay on the island of Kauai monthly. When people think about VDAs on Kauai, there are usually 3 main VDAs that come to mind. Princeville, the strip of condos along the coast in Kapa'a, and a lot of the Poipu-Kaloa area. There are other VDAs. Lihue has one around Kalapaki Bay. And then there are other locations where just a single condo complex is a VDA. Hanalei Colony Resort is a great example of that. Of the 3 main VDAs, really I have 2 personal favorites, Princeville and the Poipu-Kaloa area. I live in Princeville. I think the North Shore is the most beautiful, but vacation rentals do a little better in the Poipu-Kaloa area. So if you're strictly looking at it as a numbers game and as an investment, we probably want to focus on the Poipu-Kaloa area. The theory behind why the Kaloa-Poipu area does better than Princeville, because the North Shore of Kauai is considered the most beautiful part of the island. But you could come to Princeville and it could rain every day. It doesn't happen that often, but it is in the realm of possibilities. However, in the Poipu-Kaloa area, it's going to be sunny every day. There's just a slight increase in occupancy rate. It's not a huge one, it's a slight one. But the theory is, enough people will say to themselves, well, I'd rather have the sun. I can always drive north a few times while I'm there. that it ticks up the occupancy rate a little bit, which also lets you charge a little bit more for your nightly rentals. There's a lot to like about the Kapa'a VDA as well. It's right on the coastline, the Kapa'a bike path right there. It's walkable to restaurants. You can get to the north side or the south side quickly, and prices are much lower in Kapa'a. Occupancy rates are also a little bit lower, and so are nightly rental rates. So when you're looking at it, you want to look at everything as a whole. Most people choose their location dependent on where they want to be when they're here. If you're looking at it strictly as an investment, all of these details matter. If you like what you're hearing, please like and subscribe and turn on notifications. Let me know in the comments which video you'd like to see next. What questions do you have?